In this video, I'll be talking about lexicology and lexicography, which are two kind of different but related fields of linguistics. So the first thing we need to talk about is a quote that says, "The day a dictionary is published is the day it is out of date." So language is constantly changing. And when you publish a dictionary, that dictionary includes the language of that time. But the language will change very quickly and the dictionary won't. So yeah, it seems like dictionaries are kind of constantly in this state of reflecting a past version of the language. So what is lexicography? Lexicography is the practice of writing dictionaries. And we must remember that dictionaries, a comprehensive dictionary, a full dictionary of any language, contains lots and lots of words that are no longer used. Words that words that have basically died. So in that sense, a dictionary is not really a reflection of the language in the mind of the speaker at that moment in time. And the dictionaries are missing lots of words because words that are used every day. I mean, think about the word selfie. Selfie didn't exist, 20, 25 years ago, and therefore it wasn't in the dictionary. But the lexicographers will publish a dictionary, then the word selfie will appear, and then the dictionary has to kind of update itself. But there is a period in which there's a word that people use, but is not in a dictionary. Okay. So that's lexicography. But what about lexicology? A little bit different. So lexicology is to do with the study of words. So it could be simple words like dog, cat, mouse, or it could be a compound word. For example, it was a hair-raising experience. Yeah, it was a show-stopping performance. Yeah, and lexicology is concerned with form, the form of the word. So what the word is made up of, if it's made up of sound, if it's made up of letters, if it's made up of morphemes, and the meaning of that word. So like we studied before with Sasur. Now, part of lexicology is something we call morphology. Now, morphology is quite interesting because it kind of divides words into smaller units. So if we think about inexplicable, okay, now each element of that one word, yeah, kind of gives a different meaning. So explic means to explain. In makes it negative. Yeah, so in has a meaning or a function to make it negative, and able means it's possible. So that is not explainable. Yeah, not negative, explain, able. It cannot be explained. It's inexplicable. And if we think about happiness, we have happy, the idea, the notion of feeling joy, and then ness. So in this case, ness makes it a noun. So does ness really have a meaning? I'm not sure if we would say it has a meaning, but we would definitely say that it changes the part of speech. For example, from happy, which is an adjective, to happiness, which is a noun. I mean, the meaning is the same, but one would be more appropriate in certain syntactic environments. Okay. And then also within the field of lexicography, we have semantics, which is to do with meanings. So the meanings of words and how words relate to each other. For example, in semantics, you would study things like, if this word means this in this context, how does the context of the word affect the meaning of the word? So, for example, the word tree, if you're talking about a park, has one meaning, but if you're talking about syntax, the word tree has a completely different meaning. Okay. And the final thing that I want to talk about is etymology. Now, etymology is like, where do words come from? That's also part of lexicology. When you study where words come from, usually in Spanish they come from Latin. Okay, but there are other words come from different languages. For example, selfie, software. Es que ese software no me funciona. ¿no? No creo que sea un problema de hardware, ¿no? These words, they're linguistic borrowings, right? Or in this case, we have ojalá, which comes from Arabic, and inshallah, which means if God wills, si es que así lo desea Dios, si es que así lo desea Allah. Okay, good. Well, as always, guys, I hope this information was useful and interesting.